have lawnmower action going on over there. But let's do a quick tour of the paddock that we're in. As you can see, it's quite a nice big place, isn't it? Lots of lovely blue sky going on up there. Lots of lawnmower action going on. You see, it's as it's a weekend, lots of people came on a Friday night, Friday evening, and the place is now packed out. On the other side there is a lot more tents going on, and they don't have any electric over that side, so we're quite fortunate really. But let's just bring you back to the tent, our tiny two-man tent that we have. So sit down with Lady Sarah and finish my little morning blog off. I say morning, it's 11 o'clock. Hello there. Thanks for all your kind words for the poorly dog. He gets over it really quickly with that CBD oil that we give him. I bought it in Holland. I bought one bottle of it a good few years ago, and it worked really well. And about 2 years ago, I bought 2 bottles of it, and I just can't see any more. I keep going. I went back to the same website that I bought it from, and they just don't seem to sell it. So I might just have to drop an email to them to see if there's an equivalent. But one suggestion I got kindly received was Holland and Barrett. Yes, we have tried Holland and Barrett's CBD oil, and it doesn't do anything. It's odorless, colourless, and just doesn't do anything for the dog. The stuff we got now, I think it's Profar or something like that. Anyway, it's from a Holland-based supplier of pet remedies, and it's no longer on their product list. So unfortunately, we can't get any from them. But I will, like I say, I will try emailing to see if we can get a response out of them. But anyway, so getting back to the blog, it's Saturday, 11 o'clock, and we're due for some bad weather coming in this afternoon about 4 or 5 o'clock. There's supposed to be a cold front coming in. Yeah, on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday it was really cold, and then Thursday we went to the market and I got myself some long john pajamas, and also got a long sleeve pajama top as well. And typically the weather improved on Thursday night, so I didn't really need it. But yeah, it's pretty chilly in the evenings here. It's because we've come early, you see. I'm working in July, and that's why we've come for a holiday in June. Otherwise we would have come in July. It would have been a bit warmer. But I'm home in August. I'll get all of August off, and there should still be nice warm weather, and I'll get out on the bike a bit more. I haven't been out on the bike for ages, and my hips were beginning to feel it walking around Fountains Abbey. By the time we got to the tea shop at the end, my legs were getting a bit sore, but that 20-minute sit down was all it needed to ease everything off. Yeah, exercise does help arthritis. You might not feel like it at the time, but the following day, if you go out again, it feels a lot better. Anyway, so the itinerary for this coming week will be Bramham Rocks at some point. We might go to Masham and have a look at the Black Sheep Brewery and the other one, the Theakston's Brewery. Have a look at those. There's always a bit of a market going on there as well, so we might stop and get a few bits. But that's not too far from here either. But Bramham Rocks is about 5 minutes away, so we'll definitely go there, take a picnic, and see if we can find any wild bilberries. They've lots of bilberries on the hill, which is like a blueberry, but different. Is that right? Are they like a blueberry, Sarah?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll have those snacking on the way around as we've done before. And they might not be ready. Might be too early yet. I know my blueberries in the garden are a bit raw still, so hopefully they'll be watered, and they like a lot of water apparently, blueberries. So we'll see. They're in a big pot anyway. Yeah. But oh yes, I was going to mention camping. Our camping. Sarah and I, before we got together, we've been camping all over the place for decades. Her parents took her camping when she was 5. Same as my parents. We could never afford posh holidays abroad, so we were always cheap holidays, cheap camping holidays. But it was an adventure. To us kids, it was an adventure. We didn't know any different, so we just went for a nice camping holiday. It always rained whenever we went camping. That was the thing I remember most, was the amount of rain in our little tent that we had. That tent had 3 bedrooms. I think it was 3 bedrooms. It was there was a main bedroom Mum and Dad had, then there was a small twin that me and my brother had, and then there was my sister. She had a room on her own, and yeah, we enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a lot cramped, not more cramped now, and we didn't have the electric. I know we've got the electric, and it's a godsend really, having electric in the tent, not having to fire up the petrol stove. I used to have a petrol stove. Used to pump the tank up to so I don't know what pressures it was, but it was phenomenal pressures. And then you set light to the petrol as it was vaporized as it came out.
Horrible thing.
Yeah, Sarah says it's a horrible thing. Sometimes you used to get it wrong, and the flames used to lick up on the tent roof, which was a bit of a shocker. But otherwise, it was a nice little petrol stove I had for about 25 years. I had. Yeah, I mean, all the camping equipment that we've got here, we didn't just go out and buy it yesterday. It's taken several years to build up. The tent, how long is it? 5 years old, this tent? I think this tent's about 5 years old now. The airbed, we got the airbed, 7 years ago? When we first went, in the old tent we went out in that. But this one here, the first time we used it was at Pateley Bridge, which was the place we visited yesterday, and a hurricane came across. So this tent here will stand up to 80-mile-an-hour winds. There was, sorry, Sarah's mum and dad came to visit as well. So there was 5 of us in the tent at that point, and yeah, I parked the car in front of the tent, so as the wind came across, it it was sheltered. There we go. The car kind of acted as a windbreak for the tent to break up the high-speed wind. But yeah, it was a night to remember. 80-mile-an-hour winds. Our other old tent that we had, the one we took to the Isle of Wight a good few years ago now, that must be 8 years ago, was maybe 10 years ago. Was it 10 years? 8 years? Anyway, whenever it was that again, we had a hurricane come across there at 80-mile-an-hour winds, and that tent survived. So if you're worried about camping and getting caught in a storm, don't worry so much, because the modern day tents are designed to cope with the stresses of like we went through. Yeah, if it is a nice cheap holiday. No way could I afford a holiday this year if I didn't go camping. I say I did that extra week away, extra 10 days away in Scotland in between, so I wasn't spending any money there, and of course I was saving, those wages went towards paying off a lot of outstanding bills. So yeah, this has been a real cheap holiday. So the only new thing we've got really that I can talk about is the new fridge that we've got, and the electric cooker, and the toaster. Yeah, I think the toaster was £8, was it? £8 in Asda or Morrison's. The camp stove, electric camp stove, we got on Amazon for less than £50, I think it was, and it's turned out quite well actually. That's really good. It gets hot though, it does get hot, and it stays hot for a long time. So if you're cooking scrambled eggs, make sure you turn the heat off early, as we found out. It just kept on cooking after the hob got shut down. Anyway, yeah, I got a new fridge as well. That was it. So that was the three things really: the toaster, the cooker, and the fridge. It's a nice big 60-litre fridge, and because there's only two of us, there's plenty of room in there for everything that we need. We bought some milk with us. We froze it when we were at home, and then put it in the freezer compartment of the fridge, and it's kept everything cold in there. Yeah, well that's a bit peaceful. Now they stopped mowing the lawn. Yeah, it's a very nice campsite, this, the Woodhouse Farm campsite. It's Sarah's been coming here since she was a little tiny girl. 5 years old was the first time she came. And this tree behind us, which I'm just about to show you now, that tree there, you can see that big oak tree. It wasn't so big when she first came, but she can remember playing on that oak tree, or playing underneath the oak tree when she was a kid. Yes, it was a bit noisy last night, Friday night, with the new arrivals. They were playing, they're watching television till about 10 o'clock. But at 10 o'clock they turned it off, so that's not too bad. No. What else have we got? Oh yeah, I mentioned Bremen Rocks. We're going there. We've been to Fountains Abbey, which you've seen. Yeah. Anyway, that's about it. Yeah, definitely again, thanks for all the good wishes for the dog. He's doing fine. He'll be all right. We really don't know what causes these fits. We used to think it was when he jumped down from the settee, or but I think it was because he had started to have a fit that he jumped down. I think he knows when he's about to have one of these things, and obviously doesn't want to have one when he's on a chair or something. But yeah, he's fine. He's good. We do look after him. We have taken him to the vets about it, and every time he has a checkup, we mention it. Then we say we take a note of it, write it all down in a calendar, and and then tell the vet that there's so many fits. But he's not having it any more than when he first started having them. The first one was a bit of a shocker to us. We rushed him to the vet, and of course by the time you get to see the vet, you've driven halfway across town. It's about an hour into it, and as we were carrying him into the vets, he was coming out of it. So by the time we actually saw the vet, he was right as rain, which is always the way, isn't it? You always feel better when you go to the doctors complaining about something. You always feel better when you sat in front of him. Anyway, right, that's enough of covering up my mic. That's enough of the blog for today. So I'll try and get some videos of Pateley Bridge that I did yesterday. We'll try and get those downloaded and uploaded to YouTube. Okay, catch you all later. Bye then.